So Austin drivers now are making as much or more money than they were before we introduced Waymo.
I just got done watching David Risher and Dara Khosrowshahi, both on different shows, CNBC and the All In podcast, just talk about our industry. And whether you're a driver or a passenger, it's clear to me that autonomous cars are by far the most important thing going on within our business. So I thought I'd do a quick emergency live podcast, sunset, which is really fitting for what I'm about to talk about. My name is Levi Spires. I'm an Uber driver here in Syracuse, New York. This is The Daily Drive. The Daily Drive is brought to you by MileIQ. Now, okay, a couple things that I learned. Number one is that autonomous cars are huge. Where everybody is putting their money in everything is artificial intelligence. And the number one thing that everybody sees coming down the pipe is autonomous cars, robots replacing human drivers. Dara Khosrowshahi was talking about over the next 5 years, it's going to be no big deal. In fact, he said Austin drivers, if you're in Austin, tell me if I'm wrong here or not. He said that Austin drivers actually earn more now than they did before, even with autonomous cars. They're just limiting the number of drivers on the platform. And I don't believe that for 1 second.
I want to ask you a tough question about humans. I was talking to Will Barnes, who ran originally in Los Angeles and then half of the country for Travis. And Will Barnes had a pretty amazing insight, which was in the early days, we had humans protesting humans competing for the taxi drivers versus the rideshare drivers. In China, in Wuhan, in fact, there's been a lot of civil unrest, and they're talking about limiting the number of licenses for self-driving cars because of the disruption that would happen if young men who have those jobs are not able to have a job. And we saw the Waymos get called to their death here in Los Angeles, and that was a pretty clear message as well. How do you think about that group of people losing their jobs, these drivers who built the Uber network, who built Lyft, who built DoorDash, and China's overwhelming concern about this, because these are robots taking human jobs, and there's there's a lot of discussion about this, and I think maybe in the tech industry we don't talk about it head on.
I think, listen, it's a big issue for AI in general, and job displacement. You see it with younger graduates as well. I think for us, at least for the next 5 years, the number of robot cars coming onto the platform are not going to be displacing people, because the platform is just growing so quickly that we can very easily take that demand. And there is a natural turnover of our driver base. So in a market like in Austin, or other markets in which we're launching autonomous, we will turn down the driver recruitment machine so the robots can come in, and the drivers who are currently driving in the platform can make as much money. So Austin drivers now are making as much or more money than they were before we introduced Waymo. So I think for the next 5 to 7 years, we're going to have more human drivers and delivery people just because we're growing so quickly. But I think 10 to 15 years from now, this is going to be a real issue. And Jason, I don't have a neat answer for it.
But so it's autonomous cars. In fact, the way Dara Khosrowshahi put it was, he was like, the cars are off their balance sheet. That means you and I, as drivers, the cars are on our balance sheet. We're carrying that asset or liability if we owe money on the vehicle. That's on us. And they don't know in the future what they're going to do. But I think it's even more important than that. What I didn't get a sense from either one of the two CEOs is that they care about you or me as humans. I think they just don't care. They don't care about drivers as humans. They don't care about drivers as a profession. They see us as vehicles. And they're replacing our vehicles with other people's, with their autonomous vehicles, whether they're fleets that they own or fleets that get onto their network, whatever it is. And that's hard. That's hard for a guy like me to hear. Because to me, humans matter. And I understand that they're businessmen that have to turn a profit, and I get all that. But there is a lack of humanity in what's coming with artificial intelligence that really is shocking. It's just shocking. And it's going to affect all of humanity. It's just going to hit us as drivers first. So I wanted to kind of give you just some initial thoughts on what you can do to prepare. Because 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, it's going to look totally, totally different. No matter where you drive, doesn't matter. So you've got 5 years. Just in your mind, think to yourself, I've got 5 years to get out of this business. Okay, 5 years. First things first, get right with God. Get right with God, your family, have healthy relationships. Because if Uber drivers are going to be in turmoil, there's going to be a lot of turmoil. Excuse me. There's just going to be a lot of turmoil in this world as artificial intelligence replaces humans. In fact, Dara Khosrowshahi even talked about college graduates struggling right now. And I see it all the time. I see it at Cornell University, Syracuse University. People that are graduating with degrees in computer science that can't find work. The second thing, in addition to getting right with God and your family, those things, would be to get your house in order, your financial house. Make sure you get rid of all your debt. Make sure that you keep your bills really low. Live in a place that you feel is safe and secure, that's really cheap and affordable. I live here in Cazenovia, New York. It's a very cheap and affordable place to live. I moved here many, many years ago, not because of AI, but I moved here many, many years ago as a safe and easy place to raise my family. And I think there's other places out there that you can do. If you're stuck in a $3,000 a month apartment in Queens, New York, and you've got a $500, $700, $1,000 a month car payment, and you're thinking you're going to do this, that's a really bad place to be, right? And I'm nothing against Queens. I like Queens. I'm just saying that big cities and stuff like that, it's going to be harder than in a smaller city. All right, the final thing that you can do is start to plan your exit strategy now. Don't wait. Plan your exit strategy right now. You are more than capable of doing amazing things. You can be a doctor. You can be a lawyer. You could do, if you wanted to write that next great American novel, start today because you have time. You have 5 years, and plus I know you have time when you're not driving, whether you're sitting in your car or whatever it is. Start the process right now to do those things. So again, get right with God and your family. Number 2 thing is definitely get your financial house in order. Get your house in order, get ready. And then the third thing is start to plan your exit. Plan your exit out of rideshare. Because I know the drivers in Austin and Phoenix and San Francisco, they're feeling it from Waymo. They're going to have to feel it from Robotaxi. These are mega corporations with billions, if not trillions of dollars. And they're going to start to build all these autonomous robotic cars. Passengers like them, and the drivers, they don't care about you. Neither do the passengers. Only you care about you and your family. I don't know. I heard those podcasts and I thought about what my life is going to be like. And I'm planning my exit strategy. Drivers, for now, tomorrow, I want you to be safe, healthy, and happy. I want you to enjoy the ride. I want you to make as much money as possible. And I want you to know that I'm cheering for you. Be well. Be safe. Bye.